market is down over 2.5%, nearly 4% over the last 2 days. We have structurally broke down new low of day. We are structurally breaking down like I have never seen before. I mean, this is tough, man. This is tough. These last two trading days are rougher than I've definitely seen in 2025. I don't remember anything in 2025 this strong. We are up in our trade from today. I did post that on X. So if you're not following me on X, you probably didn't see the trade that I put up, but I did put up a trade. Okay, I did put up a trade on X. So if you're not following me on X, you missed that trade that I've been in since 10 o'clock. And that's an easy W right now. Glad I went into that heavy because that was my biggest regret yesterday. So I kind of expected the continuation. I kind of expected the continuation. So I'm happy we are where we are right now. So it is what it is. And all of these stocks. Okay, let's take a look here, man. Oh, crap. Hold on, hold on. All right, I got to get rid of some of these. Got to get rid of some of these because now my memory is fucking up a little bit. These, all right, guys. Where's everybody at? Am I not live right now or what? I got no views. What's going on? Can somebody see me? It's saying that I got no views in here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's fucking go. God damn, this thing is going straight down. Okay, YouTube didn't send out the notification. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know something's fucking up, man. Cause I did kind of just come on here like abruptly and shit. But still, man, I could tell. Yeah, nobody really got this notification. Nobody even really knows I'm fucking live right now. Cause usually I would set it and then have it sit for an hour and then go live. But right now, I just basically just click go live, and I didn't set really anything up besides the name of the channel. New low of day. shit. You know though what I really like about the market is though right now? I'm listening to I got they're not panicking back here. They're making sure like not to panic.
Monster kill, kill,
They're making
kill,
sure not to
kill.
panic, to not cause any fear right now. But you best believe like this is strong, man. This is strong right now. This is very strong right now, bro. My Twitter right now, I sold the 615 puts and bought 625. I might actually did the opposite. Hold on. Let me go actually log in and look at that one more time. Okay. Come on. Face ID. Let's go. Yeah, I sold. Yep, I was right. I sold 615 and I bought 625 QQQ. Those are basically all good now. I mean, I wouldn't keep selling from here. At this point now, you're basically looking for a bottom. I'm up 2,900 right now on the day. I'm up 2,900 now for the day. And again, that's just me going a little heavier than I usually go. I really try to, y- aim for about 1,000. But I'm always happy with 360, 370, 400. I'll take a $400 day. It's way much better than when I had a 9 to 5. I'll tell you that much. I wasn't making no $400 a day at work. I was not doing that. What are you guys trading today, though? Come on, come on. Let me get rid of all these drawings, man, because at this point it don't even matter no more. We're long past those support and resistance levels I was even interested in. Let's go. He's talking about silver. Yeah, it's always interesting to see the way gold is trading and silver is trading. You know, complete chaos on the U.S. side, but look at these commodities where everyone's running to right now. Everyone's running to right now. Everybody's running to these places right now. Good. Fuck. Man, because I wanted this yesterday. I thought about a put yesterday on SNDK. We're only pulling back due to valuations, guys. That's all it is. It's just valuations. That's it. It was just getting a bit. It was just getting a bit too much. It was just getting a bit too much. SNDK, that's a completely different issue there. That's a completely different issue there. SNDK is going to continue to go higher just because there is no supply to meet demand, and that's going to go out for a couple years. That's going to go out for a couple years. FCX, God, big pullback in copper today. Man, I got to go back to making regular videos. Going live is cool, but in order to grow my audience, I got to keep making regular videos. I'd be annoyed because I hate editing, but got to do it. Shit is not easy as it looks just doing this social media shit, posting, because you really could just be sitting here trading, making your money and stuff like that. But there's a blessing you get when you share knowledge with others. Maybe just start working on that other account, because sometimes I'll be thinking maybe it's my account too. There's something blacklisted on my account, or it's my account, but I don't think so, because I'm looking at basically everyone who makes finance videos. They've got like huge, particularly who started prior to 2017. They've got more than 10,000 subs, but then when they put out a video, they're only getting like a percentage of their total subscriber base. Like when I see a guy like uh, Tim Sykes, Tim Sykes has over 1 million views. But if you go to his channel, his views are like, you're like, how does this go? No, Tim Sykes has 477,000 views, right? 477,000 subscribers, excuse me. He's got 477,000 subscribers, and you look at his video, he's got a video he put out 3 days ago, 1.6K. That's not even 1%. That's not even 1% of his audience. So I think we're kind of like in a finance channel recession when it comes to YouTube. And I just feel like a lot of the new social media for trading has moved on to Instagram, TikTok, especially. Or maybe we got to go back to that gambling shit. Maybe go get back a little bit to that gambling shit because I don't want to sit here for nothing. Get back to that gambling shit. Yeah, I just set it up an Instagram page, but it's gonna be for my weight loss journey. The goal is to lose 25 pounds by May. 25 pounds by May. So if I can lose 10 pounds a month by May, that's the goal. I think it's very, very possible. 10 pounds a month is very, very possible. So I'm putting people onto my weight loss journey. A lot of fasting, a lot of removing sugar, removing soft drinks, no soft drinks. None of that shit. That's what's up, K-Man. That's what's up. I see you there. Come on, man. New low. My God. Bro, we're down 2.5%. It's not that that never happens, but it's just like, usually we usually gap up, we gap down, but this is like we opened up and then just kept going down. And that was these last 2 days. None of these last 2 days were gap down opens, by the way. And you know how many people lost out last night trying to dip buy options on QQQ because based on the way we closed those last 45 minutes, these last 45 minutes, I'm almost certain somebody went in here and bought like 620 QQQ calls and lost their fucking ass today. And lost their fucking ass today on that. I'm almost certain of it. Clay Fears, especially with all these new data centers, yeah. There's a lot of data centers around now. They're still building. They're still going to be coming. I mean, nobody's saying, you know, these aren't going to be built and the money's not going to be spent. We don't have any doubts that they're going to keep still spending the money because they need to. Because China's not going to stop. Your enemies are not going to stop. And as hungry as these people are to stay at the top, they are going to keep doing what they need to do to make sure U.S. global business hegemony, excuse me, is still at top. Now it's pulling the SPY down. Q's is pulling the SPY down. I don't even want to look at Bitcoin. I know Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin. Okay. A little off the lows of 72. So it looks like 72 is trying to hold. I still don't think it's going to hold because these ETFs need to get out. All these rich people need to get out of these big ETFs. These Bitcoin ETFs were the worst thing that could ever happen for Bitcoin. Contrary to what a lot of people think. When they were buying in, it was fun. Grayscale. When they were buying in, it was fun, but now, I mean, you can see it looks like trash. They look terrible, man. Here's a spy. It looked like it's just so ripe for that branch to break. QQQ. Looking for that 10 EMA, I believe, which is at 586.46. So I think we touched that. Did we touch that? We've touched it a couple times, and I think that's what we're looking for. And I'll take that. 586. 586 is not that bad. If that's what we're looking for, 586, I'm with it. That's like right here. Yeah, we can take that. If that's what you're looking for, I'm with it. We're looking for 586. We're going to bounce off 586. Let's do it. I'm okay with that. Microsoft looks like shit, way beneath all my support levels at Microsoft. Definitely a buying opportunity below 396. We're at 414 right now. Nvidia, another stock I've been tracing, well below I thought would be some strong support for the stock. We're at 172 right now. Nvidia, an unimaginable price just a month ago. Just a month ago. 172 Nvidia. But here we are. And we may even break below that 170 right now. Let's check on Meta because they beat earnings, but yeah, look at Meta. Beat earnings and now down nearly $100. Coming right back into those support levels I laid out here, 614, 641, 668. Made some money on that when I made those levels, but now coming right beneath that. You actually touched 668 too. Actually touched 668 too. Another one. SMH. SMH is my favorite way to play the semiconductor stocks just because I've tried to go into them and they're not very liquid on the options, but SMH options uh, are the best, in my opinion, the best way to play the semiconductor space. Okay. In my opinion, the best way to play them. And I will say this. Um, Using my robot, I found a great trade in SMH. um, with an 89% win rate. The problem is that it doesn't happen often. You only get the opportunity to trade this strategy in SMH about 60 to 73 times a year. Okay. But the idea is that when SMH falls 1% intraday, when it falls about 1% intraday, it almost barely ever recovers. It virtually never recovers. 89.5%, it'll never recover on that trade back to the open. So you can just start, you can basically do buy puts and it'll never recover. A put spread, a debit put spread, by the way, a debit put spread. It will never recover back to the open. A debit put spread. It's an MU. Oh, that's a nice move. Yeah, nice move in MU. I looked up the long side in MU after it broke above some resistance level. That was a beautiful trade. Beautiful, beautiful trade. But look at this downside move here. MU broke down that 10 moving average here. MU is another one that really respects this moving average. It shows like hey, it's moving. MU above the 10 moving averages. And that's really any stock above that, but MU especially just really respects that line for some reason. I forgot that trader who taught me that, but he had this ebook called like the top 100 moving averages or something like that. Ebook. Yes, his name was Steve Burns. That's it. Moving average. No, it's called Moving Averages 101. Incredible signals that will make you money in the stock market. Steve Burns. That's who it is. That's the book, Steve Burns. And Steve Burns was on X. I don't know if he's still on X or not, but there was a time like Steve Burns, like every time he would tweet, you would see his shit because he was like the number one guy on finance for a long time. Yep, Joseph Burns. Let me show you because you'll recognize him if I show you his face. This is the guy, him. If you've been on Twitter or on social media, Fin social media forever, you recognize this guy. His face was like everywhere, and it was just like you saw all his posts. But now, for whatever reason, I barely see him on social media. Like I barely see his posts on social media, and it's just because there's just a lot more people on there now posting about finance compared to when he was doing it. What's going on, Elite? Appreciate you for joining me, man. Yeah, been some time. We just kicking it here. I just a surprise pop in. Just a surprise pop in. Okay, okay, okay. So, wow. Mm-mm-mm. AMD might be done. Yeah, I got caught looking at something real quick. AMD. Yeah, which is crazy because but AMD did miss yesterday on the earnings though. I did notice that AMD missed on earnings. So that's a big problem there too. AMD missed a little bit on earnings. They didn't deliver like the street thought they were going to. You know what I'm saying? Bats, what's up, man? Shout out to Bat Scientists in the building. Long time no see, sir. Long time no see. Yes, sir. What are you trading today on this Apocalypse Wednesday? Because even my Chinese stocks are down. You know what I'm saying? I was so excited about yen breaking out of what I thought was going to be multi-year resistance levels, you know, going back to what is that, 2023? I'm thinking we were about to break that and we very much were on the trajectory, but did not get there. You know? So I'm not sure what happened to that, man. QQQ. All right. 601 holding a little bit. 600 trying to hold. 600 trying to hold. But as you can see here, it's it's been these last 2 days respecting that 10 moving average. Would I be live tomorrow? I don't know. I can't promise you I'll be live tomorrow. I'm live today, but I don't know about tomorrow. I can't promise you tomorrow. We've made pretty good money today, so I'm up 2,900 today. Again, if you follow me on X, I posted my trade earlier. If you follow me on X, I posted my trade earlier. I tried to do that every morning when I can. My problem is sometimes I forget. But my mean reversion downside strategies do work, and they're really, really good. Take a look here. Aluminum. Yeah, I don't. It's crazy. I mean, you can't be in everything and everywhere. Lithium battery tech, all those ETFs. I mean, those are. I mean, it's been doing really good, but the volume here is just so light. I'm sure there's got to be a better lithium ETF out there. I just don't know it. I just don't know it. I'm watching CNBC in the background, and I noticed they're not overreacting. That inverse Bitcoin ETF is doing wonderful, but it's just so hard to catch it the right time right now. BITI, the inverse BTF, the inverse Bitcoin ETF. People have even forgotten that that thing even exists, but the volume is crazy on it right now. When is Claude Sonnet coming out, man? Unfortunately, I'm back restricted trading because the wife works for JP Morgan Treasury. I do trade exempt SPY, IWMTLT, EEM ETFs once in a while. Okay, I understand bad say, man. I mean, you're a good man for that because you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing in the market. So for you to be trade restricted and it's been like that for some time, if I'm correct, the fact that you still, you know, are respecting that, it says a lot about you, brother. It really does. It really does. The fact that you are putting aside the ability to make money for your wife's dreams. Like that's amazing, man. 'Cause some people are so selfish they would destroy that partnership just to be able to gamble, but you're not, and I respect you for that. Seriously. Like, why is the bank ETFs going up? The bank ETFs are going up. I'm not sure why, but EWZ. Let's try another. Okay, all right. So the nation state ETFs are pulling back. Brazil. Was the Argentina one still? Oh yeah, ARGT. Yep, ARGT. ARGT is interesting because this is one that when what's his name came into power around 2022, it really just, I mean, it really took off since their new president came in. He's lowered inflation. He's opened up the country to more private enterprise. So a lot of great things have been happening in Argentina. Very low volume though, but the low volume, which is interesting enough, has increased significantly since, he showed up. Yeah, but Bats, there's still tons of opportunity in SPY, IWM, TLT, EM. SPY and IWM can be that can be very volatile. And I've done a lot of back end research on IWM, and it is kind of all over the place. But SPY is always it's very consistent trading vehicle, very consistent trading vehicle, SPY. And I was always under the impression you can't do zero DTE with SPY because it doesn't close into cash. But technically, your broker will close you out, before the end of trading day. So you actually can zero DTE SPY. A lot of people don't know that. Your broker will either do two things, and you can call them and ask them, what do they do? They're either going to, after the end of the trading day, right? Let's say you don't have, $300,000 to actually end up with shares. They will close you out and give you the profit, or they'll close you out before the end of the trading day. So at like 3:55, 3:56, your trade will like automatically close, and you keep the profit on your zero DTE, assuming you were winning. All right, assuming you were in the green for the day. But call your broker and ask them what they do on zero DTE SPY trades. And they all know because people are doing it. So you don't even have to do SPX. I was just thinking, oh, SPX, I got to use SPX. No, you actually don't. You actually don't. Yes, TLT, yes. Obviously, yes. I mean, TLT is going to be very responsive to those FOMC. Shout out to Jerome Powell, man. A lot of people don't like him. I think a lot of people don't understand the pressure he was put on. He's one of those guys who's going to get a lot more respect 10, 15 years from now for getting us through COVID, just doing what he had to do. And while he's alive, they're giving him a hard time, but he's actually a very brilliant guy, you know, and then he's worth like over $180 million or something like that. You know, it's been really interesting to see somebody who, uh, seems or at least comes off so simple, but yet he's so incredibly wealthy. So this man is a savage on the inside, but very much dressed in wolf's clothing. It's very small, slim stature, but the he's a brilliant guy. I really do believe that. Just know whoever's going to be replacing him, and I want to say it's April or May, but I'm pretty sure it's April. Uh, it's definitely going to be a lackey. Somebody who's going to take whatever Trump says to do, and we're going to see those rates drop no matter what the economy looks like. XLE, yeah. Well, we see, you know, which is really interesting. Oil is pushing up when we just took over, right? We just got back into the colonialism business with what we're doing here in Argentina. So the United States is back into the colonialism business. All right, we did it with Haiti, we did it with the Philippines, we did it with Panama. Now we're with Argentina. All right, with the U.S. what they call the Monroe Doctrine. All right, basically anything that's going on this side of the hemisphere, the Monroe Doctrine was basically a mindset or ideology that stated we need to be involved and we need to be managing it, no matter what that other country's sovereignty is. Okay, and that's basically where we are with Argentina. And it's just so interesting how the opposite effect that what should be happening is happening to oil prices. We should be dropping like a rock because we're basically Saudi Arabia now. We're basically Saudi Arabia. We got the largest, we got the largest producer of the best quality crude, too, by the way. This is better quality crude than you find in the United States or in Canada, right? The largest producer in the world. Well, not the largest producer in the world, but the largest uh, amount. Okay, well, maybe second to Saudi Arabia, I'll say, because Saudi Arabia has so much that supposedly they couldn't. They even stopped counting because it was so much. They stopped trying to determine the size of the oil fields. But again, the idea is that we should be trading for pennies on the dollar, and it's not, because at the end of the day, money comes first. All right, but breakout of that. This is a multi-year breakout in XLE too. Look at that multi-year breakout going back to 2014. Here's the lows back in 2020, or obviously the COVID pandemic. That's a long holding period, but there are definitely some strategies that you can implement with options to would have had made you some money there, but still, it's a long holding period. And actually, those are long. Obviously, when you have $100 million, when you have $10 million, holding a stock for 10 years, 5 years, so much easier to do. So much easier to do. I mean, let's just be honest. Yeah. I got alerted to a Tim Sykes video. I was like, Tim Sykes? I haven't seen Tim Sykes videos in forever, but it was good to see that he still makes videos. But I mean, this is the YouTube recession right now for finance videos. We're in a YouTube recession, man. Look at a guy like Tim Sykes, 477,000 subscribers, and he putting out a video and he's got 1.6 thousand views. Like, that's crazy. That's not even 1%. Look at Cameron Foose is even worse. Cameron Foose, he went and started a new channel. All right, he went and started a new channel, built the new channel to about 50,000 subscribers, put out a video the other day. He's got like 500 views. It's crazy, man. What's crazy what's going on in these finance streets right now on YouTube. It's gotten to a point where, you know, guys are botting their own videos. I'd never do that, but I'm not spending money. You either want to watch or you're not going to watch. We're going to sit here and make some money regardless. QQQ. Headed for that new low. Trying to make it. Trying to get a new low in QQQ, but some resistance there, and it's trying to find some support to bounce off. But boy, man, that volume is just, that selling volume is relentless. I mean, everything is getting beat up right now. Everything's getting beat up. Mm-mm-mm. I downloaded this Open Claw. I told you guys about it yesterday. I downloaded the Open Claw. It works pretty good. I mean, I like it. I'm not ready to have it connect to my Gmail or stuff. But man, I'm really excited about what AI is doing, and it has definitely made my life easier. I'm one of those people who have, a bunch of unread messages in their Gmail, and I connected it to it for a few minutes, and I said, "Hey, clear my inbox of basically any email older than 5 years," and it just boom, literally like 30% of my storage came back. Like that was amazing. That was amazing. It would have taken me forever to go back and click, 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 like, and it just cleared everything. Had it on the desktop. I said, organize all these pictures because I had a ton of pictures, family, friends, screenshots. Went into the computer, organized all the pictures within like a minute. Had folders, and it recognized like I don't know how it did that. It recognized what was like just a screenshot of like trades or some comments or some, and then it recognized the difference between that and like a family photo. Put it in a unique folder, organized my hard drive completely. It was amazing. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, yeah. AI has truly been a game changer for me in many different ways. Just staying organized, giving me information, setting up alerts, responding in emails in ways that I wouldn't have thought of, or in a very professional way that I really wanted to get across. I kind of knew what I wanted to say, but I didn't know how to say it. AI has really been a game changer. You know, complaining to companies about something, I've been able to write letters, stuff I would never do before, but AI makes it so easy. Write me a complaint about this. Boom, 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 email, done, sent. I would have never taken the time to have done that previously, but AI makes it so easy to do. Why not? Microsoft, everything down. Definitely all the seven trades. Magnificent Seven is a magnificent dud right now. There's another cybersecurity ETF, but I can't think of it. I have to do the research on it, but SIBR I think is the most liquid. But this is another one that has, I want to say, has that PLTR in there as well, with some exposure to some other stuff. But Palantir lost $40 billion yesterday. Palantir lost $40 billion in yesterday. You know, let's see what Tesla's doing. All right. Shout out to Tesla. Elon Musk, first man. I think it was he was the first man right here, end of December. First man to hit an $850 billion net worth at that top there. First man to ever hit $850 billion in net worth. And I think that's kind of misleading too, because pretty sure those Egyptian kings, Mansa Musas of the world, if we take the price of gold now to, I mean, it'd be far, far, far wealthier than anything that, you know what I'm saying, Elon Musk has right now. But I digress. But still, though, the wealth those kings of old had, it's unimaginable the difference between a king then and an ordinary servant. So we want to talk about, wealth disparities. Uh, I mean, it's always been great, but it was even way wider back then. Again, a different conversation for a different time. Google earnings tonight, picking up some calls. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Google earnings tonight. Yeah, I no longer play earnings because I just feel like it's such a toss up. You know, it's such a toss up. We all can't be the Vivek Rashnas of the world. If you guys, what's his name, like Vivek Rashna or something like that? The fat Indian guy who always had the inside tips. Indian trader busted for insider trading. This is like 6, 7 years ago. Raja Ratnam, yeah, that was his name. Sri Lanka. Oh, he's from Sri Lanka. His name was Raja Ratnam. You can watch a whole bunch of really good videos on YouTube about him. He's from Sri Lanka. This guy he worked for a fund, knew everyone on Wall Street, was just getting people to work at different companies. He would buy them things, give them money for information, and he was just killing it. He was just killing it. It was just so unusual, and eventually someone ratted him out. But there's so many guys like that on Wall Street who they just know where it's going to go. They have the numbers, they already have the data, and you don't. So that's tough to know. But Raja Ratnam, that was his name, Raja Ratnam. That guy knows. He knew who's going to win, who's going to lose, who's going to miss. Yeah, and he only got 2 years in jail. He only got 2 years in jail. Now, this is a guy who had made, over nearly $100 million personally, and he only got 24 months. I don't even know if he served the whole 24 months. But it just goes to show you, like, these things are really just a slap on the wrist for, these people. Raja Ratnam. Yep, he was convicted June of 2012. Yeah, June of 2012. He only did 2 years, but by then he had made, you know, Raja Ratnam for the Galion Group. Raja Ratnam, Anil Kumar, Raja Gupta, and these guys were like doing everything, like setting guys up with prostitutes to get information. Yeah, they were doing all kind of stuff, man. Doing all kind of stuff. Robert Moffat, senior executive at IBM. The guy from McKinsey. Yeah, 2 years probation. Community government. Yeah, this is crazy, man. What do you expect from these Google calls, though, man? I mean, I just feel like lately they haven't done so well. So I'd love to know what you see in Google and its performance. When I say they haven't done so well, I'm just talking about the last 2 days. I'd have to see what it looks like on earnings days because I haven't seen a lot of stocks that run on earnings days like they should anyway. I'm waiting for Claude Sonnet to be released. Claude Sonnet 5 is supposed to be released today. Claude Sonnet 5, and this is supposed to be like the ChatGPT killer. Mm-mm. You can clone anyone's writing voice using Claude 4.5. Big Bud Claude. Okay. You guys are quiet over there. KRE, I'm guessing you guys are working and listening to me or what? Insurance ETF. Hey, if a recession is happening, everybody runs to these insurance stocks because, hey, they're real businesses. They make a lot of money. They pay good dividends. But I still want to believe it's risk on out here. I still want to believe it's risk on. Still a lot of trades to be made out here. All right, so it looks like 600 is holding. 600 is holding on QQQ. Looks like 600 is holding so far, down 2.5% to a two and a quarter, 2.25 right now in QQQ, down 3.1 over the last 90 days. So you got a nice discount. But I mean, look, at the end of the day, from the highs, QQQ was up over 110% over the last 36 months. You doubled your money in 3 years. You got to understand if you're, a $25 billion fund, you made a lot of money in QQQ. So this pullback is nothing. This pullback is nothing. That's why dollar cost averaging, does work out in the grand scheme of things because uh, leaving money to sit aside and accumulate over a long period of time, it just works out because that compounding power, it really negates days like this where you have, 2 or 3 big down days in a row, but you're just putting in capital and over the course of, multiple years. I mean, those things are truly insignificant. Truly insignificant. All right, guys. I just wanted to spend a couple minutes with you guys. I got some things I have to run out and do. Um, Looking at the VIX, I'm not convinced the selling continues tomorrow as aggressively as we're seeing today. I'm not convinced yet. But then again, we can't be surprised. Okay? Can't be surprised. But I'm not convinced just yet. All right? So I want to thank you guys for watching me today. Those of you guys who are still listening, thank you so much. I want to take some time to run some errands real quick today. I'll try to be back on tomorrow, but I got to make some videos. I really do have to make some videos on my channel. Um, but that's a different conversation. But other than that, I will try to be on tomorrow just to see if the market is still handling it. But follow me on Twitter because regardless of what happens, if SPY or QQQ meet my thresholds, I'm going to be posting my trades. Right, I will be posting my trades. All that's required is for my thresholds to be hit, and then my trades uh, will be activated. I honestly don't even do support resistance anymore and all of that stuff. I'm all math now. Thanks to the AI, never would be able to trade like the way I'm trading now if it wasn't for artificial intelligence because the vast amount of data, the vast processing power needed to find this information, I would never have been able to do it just with my own mind. Never would have been able to do it with that. The edge has now been democratized. The edge has now been democratized, and it's so sad that so many people still haven't yet caught on to creating their own black boxes or their own, trading bots. But you very well can, or your own indicators, or create your own indicators, right? ChatGPT speaks the language of TradingView, which I forgot what the name that PenScript, I think it's called. Yeah, PenScript. Well, ChatGPT writes PineScript, excuse me. So you can create your own indicators using ChatGPT. So you can create indicators that hey will alert you on a certain move. Will give you signals, all of that stuff. You can create that. Just tell the chat bot what you want it to do. What you want it to do. And it will do it. It really will do it. All right. So I appreciate you guys. Let me. Thank you for joining me tomorrow.